and then they keep drawing themselves. Now, nothing else happens. It doesn't seem like a game because nothing's going on, but really all the time this update's also being run. And if we had something for draw circle, it would update it. So let's try to let's do that. Let's open up our little boring circle. So I forgot, what did I say the radius was 10. Let's create a float, let's say, called radius. Radios, because I can't spell. Okay, so radius. So we're going to set the radius when it's constructed at 10. What am I doing? This is madness. Okay, so we haven't changed anything yet. Okay, everything is the same. We create all our circles like we did here with the click, and it creates it in the XY where the touch is, and then it creates it with a radius of 10 from there. But what I want to do now is I want it to like disappear. I want it to be like, like you touch, like it's like a fingerprint. When you touch like a cold glass or something, it like creates it and then kind of like disappears. So instead of disappearing, let's just make it shrink, because that's just going to be easier to code so quickly, so we can get that done. So we're going to have an update function. Okay, and when we do an update is we shrink our radius. So first let's say if as long as the radius is greater than 0. So if the radius is greater than 0, then let's do radius minus minus. Okay, let's shrink the radius. So each time update is called on one of these circles, we're going to shrink the radius. But right now we're not doing anything because update's empty. So all we have to do is copy pasta. We take the code we have for drawing and we change it. This is important. I don't know if I've talked about this in previous episodes, but whenever you are going through a loop in Android, they recommend that you don't call, because the function calls are expensive. So, so instead of, this is also expensive, by the way. Grabbing the canvas and doing this Jasm Bungo here is pretty expensive. So just realize that when I say expensive, I'm not saying you're paying for it. I'm saying expensive in time and how much computations it will take for the processor. So when you do a for loop, if it's a significant, if your for loop's maybe 2 things, and I don't know if it's that big a deal, but if your for loop can be hundreds of things, you don't want to call your circle size here, because then each time it goes to the for, it's calling that, and it's an expensive call. So Google recommends that you call before. So I just do a little int, size, get the size of the circles, and then grab it all. Now I'm not synchronizing here, so theoretically, what could happen is while I'm running this for, someone could edit circles, and change stuff. It's not thread protected, but we only have one thread, more or less, that's running, and not too much of an issue. So let's just pretend I didn't say any of that, and we'll all be happier for it. Okay, so another thing I forgot to do for update. Oh, no, I don't need that. I don't need a draw. Drawing is for sissies. Okay, so let's delete all that, and then we grab. Let's delete this comment because it makes no sense. We like to make sense. Okay, so we go through all our circles. Each time we iterate through the while loop, we grab a circle on our list, and then we want to do circle update, and that will shrink the size. Now this while loop might be running really fast, so we're gonna see if we can even see it. We might need to add a little bit of a delay here, so that visually we could see it, because it might just be running too fast for us to see. Let's get our thing back. Now you see the server's just destroyed there and recreated, so that's why it erased all our circles. Alright, get it running. Defend. Okay, let's get it back. Let's see if we can see it. Interesting. And we see it does nothing. Alright, now we get a little introduction to commenting. So let's see. You know what, let's create a few more and just see. Oh, maybe our mode is not running for some reason. It should be mode running. Alright, well let's just make sure we're getting into update. So this is important. I don't think I've done this in a previous episode. So when something doesn't work, as it's not working now, let's comment. So let's make sure we're actually getting here. So we got our tag. Let's say in update. So we should see this running a gazillion, 100 million times. And if not, then we know our mistake. So we got to get you know, I was thinking if I should do something like mess with the code live instead of what I'd already prepared, and I said, oh yeah, no problem, be easy cheesy, and then look, it doesn't work. So okay, we got our logcat running. Let's add a new filter for this activity, or sorry, this view. And remember, that's our tag. That's how we create our tag, which is right up here. Okay, so you see, this is all the old stuff. This is our old junk. This is from the times we ran before. You see, there's a lot of it. Here's some nifty controls. Pause if you want to like stop the logcat. You know, pause it temporarily so you can look at old stuff, like where the circle was drawn before, blah blah blah, this and that. Pause key right here. And then because this is all old and we don't want it, you hit this clear key, and now we're fresh. People are screaming at their screen right now. You moron! Didn't you see you did this? Blah 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 blah. Okay, update. I grab a circle and then I call update, and it is calling it, right? Yeah, race sizes. So it is calling every time. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna figure out what the mistake is, and then I'll get back to you. And we're back. Okay. Pretty stupid mistake. I'm guessing a few of you guessed it. What was going on there? Added a whole bunch of logs, was seeing what's going on. I saw here, let's see if we can. No, I erased it, but well, without looking at the sheet. So basically, you can see it works now. I did a logcat on the circle. I saw that it was being reduced, going down to 0, just like I wanted. So I was like, what is going on here? And then I realized, wait a second, I forgot a very important thing. I forgot to clear the canvas. So what was happening while I was kind of oscillating like that is that I wasn't clearing the canvas. I was like redrawing on the canvas that already existed. So now each iteration I clear the canvas and redraw it. And what do we get? Dun, da, da, da. We get a little like fading effect. Now obviously in your game you can use this. You see it's not so quick because this is really costly. This stuff I'm doing here is really costly. So if you don't need to redraw, if you can somehow, you know, maybe go back in, I could tell, you know, my circle here, let's take a look. So what I could do instead of redrawing is here in the draw I could tell it to erase the, you know, the previous size, and put it in black, and then that would save me some computation time. That would maybe make it a little faster. I'm also on the emulator, so emulator, you know, it's slow. It's really slow. But yeah, we got our effect now. So like, you could use this to make anything you want in the game. If you wanted someone to attack, they can constantly be moving towards a circle, and each update you tell it move 2 blocks, move 5 pixels, whatever you want, or close half the distance. So yeah, so basic framework for making a game. We also had some fun debugging today. Wow, that was great. It was great, you know, putting in some logs, looking at our logcat, looking at our different filters. If you didn't catch that, you create a filter by plus. Filter goes by each tag. So when I want this game board view, I'm looking at all the logs being posted here. There's a gazillion. If I clear it, you see it keeps going because I'm doing it each iteration of the thread. I'm printing something in the update. I'm printing this. So that gets messy real quick. On Circle it's a little cleaner though, because on Circle I'm only printing here, which only does it 10 times. As you see, it goes 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, we're done. Okay, it's not greater than 0. We're not going to do this anymore. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have questions, please post, please email. Post it on the blog, post it on the YouTube video. Love to get your comments and your questions. And we'll hopefully have some more episodes coming soon, and a game to be released in the not so distant future. Thank you for watching, and keep on programming.